Let's take a look at number 3 now. Number 3 here, if I'm going to look here and try to do a little bit of solving on it. Alright, I notice that I've got 0.83 amps, and I notice that I got 6 ohms. Well, it's still going to require me to know a little bit of my, to figure out what the value of resistor 3 is. I'm still going to have to know some of those rules, right? Yeah, I probably am. So what I'm going to have to do now is to know that this formula basically is one of the formulas I can use for 2 branches. The total resistance is equal to R1 times R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Okay, so I look here, and so I don't know what this is quite yet, right? But here's what I do know. I do know my total voltage is 10 volts, right? And I do know my total amperage is 0.83 amps. Okay, so I can divide that out. Okay, let's divide it out. If I take 10 volts divided by 0.83 amps, I'm going to end up with, and you can get your calculator out now. I'm going to get mine on my desk so you won't see this, but it's going to give me 12.04 ohms. So we might as well say 12 if we're going to round that, right? Pretty close to 12. Alright, now knowing we've got 12 here, we know our total resistance is 12. Right? And I know I've got 6 here. Right? So whatever resistance I've got here, if I combine this resistor like I did in that first problem, I know that whatever this is added to this has got to equal my total resistance. So I know that basically if I simplify my problem, where I have my fuse here, and I simplified this, where this was 6 ohms, okay, and if I simplified it, this here would also have to be 6 ohms in order for me to end up with 12 ohms for a total resistance, which I've got to have because my total voltage is 10 and my amperage is 0.83. Okay, so now here's what we know. Here's what we know. I know that this area in the red has to end up equaling 6 ohms. So let's just take a look at this part of that equation. And let's say here that I need my total resistance to be equal to 12 times something over 12 plus something. Well, that might be a little hard if we look at it that way. So we say, well, maybe that's not it. But I do know if I want 6 to do my total resistance, right? The only way I can get that if one leg is 12 is if the other leg is also 12. Because if these are both 12 ohms, 12 divided by 2 is going to give me that 6. Now where did I get that? Back to that rule. If both values are the same, then we can take the value of one branch and divide it by 2. Okay? So that's where I came up with right here that this value was 12 ohms. Right here. The total resistance would be also 12 ohms because these 2 divided by 2 is going to give you 6 ohms here. 6 ohms added back to 6 ohms is going to give you the 12 ohms. So your answer would have been this one right here. 12 ohms and 12 ohms.